opinion. I'm like, nah, I gotta say this shit for later. But the pussification of video games part 2. Oh boy, Mr. Pants.
Go to hell!
Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh boy. Oh lord. Oh god. Let's bring that back. I didn't think it'd be jumping goddamn like that. All right, let's go. What you got?
All right, if you're here from Reddit, you might need to change your tampon for this one. Boys, all I'm trying to figure out is how we went from games like this.
I just lost my fucking brother, all right? You hear that? My brother. You
Fucking goated.
and your tower and all this fucking emotion can go to hell!
Goated. Boom. Bop.
Dad, I really do.
Here, you point it in that direction, and you pull this to make it go bang.
Listen, do I come to your job
Damn.
and tell you how to murder civilians?
What?
No. So don't come to my job and tell me how to do mine.
I swear to you,
Christ.
Centurion, Rome will not fall. Not today. Today, we fight.
To whatever the
You know, I'm very surprised he used a clip from Rise Son of Rome, because if that is Rise Son of Rome, because Rise Son of Rome was not well received at all when the Xbox One came out. Rise Son of Rome. But hey, I mean, if it's an example of good masculinity, shit, go for it.
hell this is in 2025.
Cuck that. Yeah, Johnny Cage. Yeah. Johnny Cage lost his masculinity a while ago.
Can somebody explain to me?
Dog, man. I'm gonna have to play Call of Duty to wait until Battlefield comes out. But jeez, man, I'm not gonna play as long as I usually do, because those stupid outfits and the fucking cartoon shit's gonna ruin the whole. Oh god.
Can somebody explain to me why
gonna
everything
stick out in the
everywhere
environment,
has
too.
to be gay now? Can I go 2 seconds without some degenerate, non-binary, Hello Kitty ass nonsense in my face telling me how their husband's boyfriend transitioned? I'm sorry if this hurts your fifis, but you can't be gay and masculine. Gayness and masculinity are opposites. Get mad. Get real mad. When I was first
That's a
getting
fair
into Xbox in 2001, every game was about war and about being a Chad.
Pretty
Now
much,
every
yeah.
game seems like it was made by women and dudes with weak arms. If you look back at the 2000s, we really had everything. Dante and Devil May Cry, an
Yeah,
absolute
that nigga
unit.
Dante.
GTA, Yakuza, Metal Gear,
Right
Chad
in.
of War, Uncharted, SOCOM. Then the Xbox was more shooter focused. Halo, Call of Duty, Gears, Brothers in Arms, Splinter Cell. Last year, I made a video called The Pussification of Video Games, and you can consider this part 2 to that video. I want to give you some fresh examples of the pussification of modern video games and how this happened.
Yes,
you guys
sir.
are probably tired of me talking about Red Dead 2 and Last of Us constantly, so I'm going to try to throw in
I could never get bored of people talking about Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is such a good fucking game. It looks good. It plays fine. The acting is fantastic. The characters are amazing characters. I can never get tired of talking about Red Dead 2.
some fresh examples. In this video, we're going to take a look at Spider-Man 2 and the cuckening of Peter Parker, Ubisoft and the downfall of Rainbow Six, and finally, Immortals of Avium, Army of Two, and a couple single-player games. But first, are you boys tired of laggy, choppy gameplay on your clown shoes iPad? It's time to man up and get a dedicated gaming tablet like the Red Magic Astra gaming tablet. This thing is stupid fast and has a Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU. Heating up won't be a
I'm
problem
just gonna get the
anymore.
raw,
It's a
the
2.0 system and
Xbox
industry-first dual-layer
raw
vapor
galley
chamber.
shit.
It's gorgeous 165Hz OLED screen gives you frame rates
This
of up to
tab
120
stuff
FPS, so you're
is
guaranteed to smoke your competition. The Red Magic
outdated
Astra gaming
already.
tablet can handle
I'm not
intense
gonna
gaming for
hold
6
you.
hours on a single battery charge. It has a 13-megapixel gorgeous rear camera and a 9-megapixel front camera. Whether you're playing Genshin Impact, Delta Force, COD Mobile, or whatever, Steam Link, Xbox Game Pass, PS Remote Play, all these are ready to go. You can play anything from
That's
anywhere on
dope,
this bad
though.
boy. Finally,
It's
at
dope it has all
$550,
those
this thing is
features.
such a better deal than the iPad Pro 13 that's going to run you like $1,500. Click the links in the description to learn more about the Red Magic Astra gaming tablet. All right, back to the video. One of the most egregious examples of the demasculinization of a man is 2023's Spider-Cuck 2 exclusively on the PS5. Spider-Man 2018 was much more of a 2000s game. Peter was the hero of his own story. This is why I bought a box that says Spider-Man on it. I want to play as a superhero. But
Right.
oh, you bigoted white man. Insomniac Games is going to get you to pay $80 to watch your hero get cucked. And we all fell for it. This is why, by the way, I always say Sony is just as bad and just as woke as
To be fair, I've never been that big a Spider-Man fan. I'm far more a DC guy. So what happened to Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, hurt me a lot more than the Spider-Man shit. The Spider-Man shit was just funny to me.
Xbox.
Motherfuckers really like. I'm never gonna get over, and they put the wrong flag in Miles' room, bro. That shit is hilarious.
Now, look, just to be clear, I have no issue with Miles Morales as a character, and I have no issue
Yeah,
with
he's fine
black
as a
characters
character.
in games. Final Fantasy VII, Gears, Walking Dead, all
In
great
general,
games.
outside
What
of the
we
scope
take
of that
issue
game.
with is that Spider-Man 2 is supposed to be a story about Peter, I don't know, being a superhero. This is why I bought the game. Instead, we play a game in which MJ and Miles Morales are the heroes. They are constantly saving Peter because they are faster, smarter, stronger, and more competent than Peter throughout the entire game. In literally every boss battle in Spider-Man 2, Peter is either rescued by Miles or rescued by ugly-ass girl boss MJ. Peter is depicted throughout Spider-Man 2 as childish, vengeful, and impotent. Miles, in every
He did.
instance, is shown as more competent, more
And that
wise.
fucking haircut. Jeez, that haircut wasn't good when it came out. Like, and people just kept fucking, the woke people just kept running with that shit. I hate that haircut so much.
more moral, and just a better person in general.
I can't let this go. I'm finally everything everyone needs me to be.
Yeah, you don't even answer my calls anymore, man.
Okay. That was kind of terrible. You don't answer my calls,
Yeah, you don't even answer my calls anymore, man.
you jerk. Where's my good night call? Just beat his ass, bro. Talk about it later.
And what about MJ? You could have killed her. I know you're hurting, Pete, but you're better than this.
I know, but
This is what
See, okay, I'm looking. It was distracting for a minute, but they have a fucking Spider-Man name and Spider-Man icon next to whoever's fucking talking, but they both have the same one. Like, isn't Miles' mask black or black and red, not red and black? So then this one should just be black and red, and then when it goes to this
Better
one,
than this.
now that he's Venom, it should turn to just the black and the white eyes because he's in the Venom suit, and then when he's in his other one, it should just be the normal. Why not just put fucking Miles and Peter? We know who we're talking about. Who the fuck are these subtitles for exactly?
I know, but
This is what the woke activists at Insomniac believe, though. They fetishize black people and say that black people are inherently better and more moral than white people. It's the most insane anti-white propaganda you'll ever see in a game. Insomniac Studios hates white people. In their second big encounter with a boss, Peter is unable to beat Venom. Miles comes in and easily beats Venom's ass. Just for fun, I asked AI, why was the symbiote able to possess Peter and not Miles? The answer was hilarious. Because Peter was mentally weak and Miles is mentally strong. You can't make this stuff up. Throughout the game, Peter Parker is shown as someone who needs to be saved, easily dominated by the symbiote, and driven by revenge. Also throughout the game, Miles is shown as perfect without any flaws, never motivated by revenge, and always the virtuous and moral good one. I get that a character with no flaws is boring, but why did Peter have all the flaws in his own game while Miles had none? But guys, this is what happens when you let satanic, homo, LGBTQ propagandists like the entire staff of Insomniac make a game. You get anti-white, anti-male propaganda like Spider-Man 2. Oh, and if you think the Wolverine game isn't going to be ultra woke, you are coping hard, my friend.
Oh, I didn't even think
So
about
let's
that.
look at Spidey 1 now. While it would be a stretch to call Spider-Man 2018 based, I
Speaking
think
of
it's
that, where the fuck is that? We haven't heard about that in a long time. So, I mean, there is a chance that Insomniac is doing whatever other place is doing and kind of like cleaning out the people or cleaning out or refreshing, reprinting, or whatever the fuck they're doing to the studios. They might do the same thing with Insomniac. Well, no, wait, no, it's Sony. No, never mind, it's Sony. Never mind.
True that Spidey 1 is a pro-male game, while Spidey 2 is very much an anti-white and anti-male game. In the 2018 game, Mary Jane is more attractive. Peter actually saves MJ several times in the first game, the way God intended it. Men saving women because this is what we are made to do, and we have bigger arms than them. MJ still plays a role in Spidey 1, but she's just a reporter. She's working in her own way instead of being a girl boss and trying to usurp Peter's male authority. Peter faces off and defeats Martin Lee, and then later on his own friend, mentor, and role model, Dr. Octopus. In the game's final moments, the villains unleash Devil's Breath on the city, and Peter must decide whether to save the people of New York or save his own flesh and blood, Aunt May. In a moment of heroic sacrifice, Peter chooses to save the city over Aunt May, who is essentially like his own mother. Despite a couple of woke things in it, Spidey 2018 is an amazing game, and it's about the heroic sacrifices we must make in order to become men. Too bad they completely cucked Peter Parker and made him a mouthpiece for gay propaganda in 2023's Spider-Man 2. Moving on. Does anybody remember the OG Rainbow Six games on PS2 and Xbox, and
Yes,
then
I
later
do.
on 360 and PS3?
Vegas
Bro,
2 was
these
my
games were
shit,
so
bro.
badass. I'm
I
a
love
strong believer
Vegas
that
2.
all I need to do is listen to the menu music of a game, and it tells me everything about the game I need to know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Also, look at these covers, dude. Squad-based counter-terror, my dude. This was the plot for Rainbow Six Lockdown. In 2009, Rainbow, led by John Clark, deploys the Alpha Team, commanded by Ding Chavez, to rescue the South African president from a rebel army surrounding Pretoria. Elsewhere in the city, the Global Liberation Front, an anti-Western left-wing terrorist organization led by Bastian Vanderwall, steals Legion, a nanite aerosol bioweapon that causes massive hemorrhaging and
Aerosol
has a
bioweapon,
100%
wow.
fatality rate. Like, dude,
Holy
that
Resident
sounds
Evil
like a game
Batman.
I want to play. And pretty much all of the Rainbow Six games had plots kind of like this. Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 are the ones most people are familiar with.
Yes,
Terrorist
sir.
Hunt was very fun, as was the multiplayer. These games weren't like Call of Duty at all. If you just rushed in and started firing, you and your whole team would die immediately. You had to carefully breach doors. You were able to set your guys up on multiple doors at once so you could attack targets from multiple angles.
I remember, like a year or so ago, I was dating someone, and she came over to visit, and we beat the whole Terrorist Hunt thing. Like, we made new profiles and shit, and just went through the whole Vegas 2 Terrorist Hunt, difficulties, all the maps, all that shit, throughout the whole visit. It was fantastic.
At once, which would lead to much fewer fatalities. So what happened to Rainbow Six? Well, gay-ass Six Siege happened. Rainbow Six Siege came out in 2015, and it's a gay game where you could blow off some steam with the girls at the end of a long day. So, like, 50% of the operators in Siege are women.
When
Boys,
did that
out of the
happen?
probably 200 operators in Rainbow Six games from 1998 to 2008, do you know how many were women? Like 2 out of 200. And that's actually realistic. In real life, in the real world of PMCs, it's maybe like 1% women in combat roles. So immediately what we saw with Six Siege and the fact Angela Bassett was their commander now is a pussification and a gayification and a homoification of the entire Rainbow Six series. But nobody cares, and you have brain-rotted
don't remember when
Zoomers
this
just
happened.
eating this game up and still playing it.
Because I remember when Siege came out, it was no controversy at all back in 2015, as far as I remember. I was playing it for a little while. I still played it every now. I still download it every now and then. Well, no, actually, no. I haven't downloaded it in a couple of years, but I remember I used to go back to it every now and then. But I don't remember anything like that. I remember there were a bunch of girls to start off of, though. A good handful of girls to pick from, but I don't remember being in the news about being super woke. I mean, it may have just passed me by.
Because nobody gives a flip about realism or masculinity or authenticity anymore. But it gets worse. So the original Six Siege had you fighting the White Masks. All of the gameplay and multiplayer stuff you were doing was just to train for new terrorist threats. The White Masks were one of the threats. And fighting the White Masks was a pretty fun PvE game mode that they later removed from the game. Okay, fine, pretty standard stuff. But in 2020 was when Six Siege really jumped the shark. According to the official lore of Six Siege, in 2020, Angela Bassett retires and puts this cringe millennial hipster dude named Harry, and he's brought in as the new leader of Rainbow Six. That's right, this dude who looks like a barista and has a podcast about his cats is now the leader of Rainbow Six.
Looks like a
Bro,
barista.
I can't do this. So again, you're not going to believe this junk, but this is all part of the official lore of Six Siege now. In 2020, hipster millennial Harry has the brilliant idea to take Rainbow Six, give them all airsoft guns, and turn what they do into a live competition event on stage with a bunch of cheering fans.
Now, that sounds like a really cool idea in the real world, but not to change the game in the middle of its life cycle to be something like that. That's crazy. That's not even a sequel. It's just like an update. That's crazy.
So I'm sure huge Siege fans are like, duh, Andy, this happened a while ago. But look, I don't really follow this game or the story anymore, and so just
Exactly.
recently found this out.
Exactly.
I just think it's hilarious that this game is full of gay operators and girl bosses, and you aren't even fighting terrorism anymore, and you guys keep playing this slop. Can Rainbow Six get any worse? Of course it can. Osa was added in 2021 as the game's first man to put on a dress. In 2023, Tubaro was added as the first woman in the game to pretend to be a man. Guys, if you're still playing
What?
Rainbow Six Siege, it's time to call your dad on the phone and tell him that his son is gay now. I'm sorry. Rainbow Six is full of girl bosses. It's fully black girled. It's fully gay and woke as a brand now. Just go play Squad and Insurgency and Ready or Not if you want a real game. On the topic of Tom Clancy, I was chuckling recently at this terrible...
No! I love The Division. I haven't played The Division 2 in a long time, so it could easily be escaping my memory about how woke it was back then. But I love The Division in general. It's you know what? It's probably escaping me because I did not at all pay attention to the story of The Division or either one of them. I just like the world of The Division. I really like the urban, big city, urban warfare shit. And the Extraction, Dark Zone shit. That's like the granddaddy. The Division 1 is like the granddaddy of like mainstreaming extraction shooters and shit. And like the guns on the backpack and how they had all that stuff, and the idea in the world is very, very good. And I wish the game was better, but I didn't think it was woke as fuck. That's crazy.
dialogue in the Division 2 that shows this cucked man. Watch this.
Don't be such a baby.
It hurts.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have punched a wall.
Better a wall than Sarah's face.
She deserves it.
Ow.
You're fine. It's not broken. You don't even need a bandage.
Look, you left that key around my neck, and you never thought to tell me what it was protecting?
Guys, why
Yeah, I
does
don't
every
remember this at all.
modern male character
I skipped
in
the
video
cutscene.
games like this?
I swear to God,
this
I did.
ugly bull dyke over here is
I don't remember
basically
this at
the man
all.
in the situation. She's the one leading. She's the one being a badass. The guy is like, owie, my fingies hurt. Ooh.
You know, I even think I remember doing back when I was recording videos before I started streaming the beta for The Division 2. I think I did. Or I did the first couple episodes on it, and I remember something like that. But again, I also remember skipping dialogue there too. That's crazy.
Ooh, where is there a big girl boss that will help me? I'm such a cuck. But guys, this is what Ubisoft has done again and again with their games. I actually don't even want Ubisoft to make another Splinter Cell game because they would just turn Sam Fisher into a gay, disabled black girl boss.
You're probably
By
right.
the way, pretty much any of the...
Or I'll do that thing that movies, that long-running franchises, long-running action male-centric franchises have been doing lately, like John Wick, and have like a spin-off where or have whatever new Splinter Cell game there would be, have it be, oh, Sam Fisher's back, but really he's passing the torch on to his daughter or to this new female operative. You know, I could easily see that shit happen.
Tom Clancy stuff Ubisoft did prior.
Or kind of like in, you know what, I was about to say Resident Evil 9, but Resident Evil 9 makes sense. Because Resident Evil 9 is Ethan, that's Ethan's daughter, right? I might have to watch that trailer again. I'm fairly certain. No, wait, no, that's somebody else. I need to watch a trailer again to find out if that's if that's the girl or not. But yeah, female protagonist in that one, but wasn't a handoff, I don't think. Oh,
to 2015
still interesting
was
to note,
usually
though.
pretty based, was just playing Future Soldier tonight, and it's full of Chads.
It's a big rig, that's all I'm saying.
She got that 6.7 liter V8, so I mean, I figure she's the better deal.
Birdie, live on a base, not a ranch. That should work.
The final game I want to talk about that captures the complete pussification we are experiencing in modern video games is 2023's 125 million pile of DEI dog shit, Immortals of
I never
Avium.
played that game.
Now you might look at the cover and think, okay, tough
I didn't
looking
even download
dude,
this
this
shit
might be
once.
pretty masculine. Then you start the game and realize that you play as this kid. Then he starts talking, and it's some of the cringiest
Not even
MCU
that.
dialogue.
It was a trailer. It was a trailer for me. It was a trailer for me. As soon as I saw it, as soon as I saw the movement and the art style and the powers and work, I'm like, this game's gonna be weak as fuck.
You've ever heard.
Did Caleb ever tell you his plans for this caper he's got in mind up in Topside?
I think he just likes to say caper.
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 It's a fun word.
Feels sneaky.
Shut up.
Target practice?
Why not?
Bro, I can't take 8 hours of dialogue that got rejected from Ant-Man and the Wasp Part 5.
No offense, but what we do is kind of like pew pew pew. A magnet
Shut
is like
up.
pow bang.
What game is it? This is Mortals of Avium. I remember it being announced a few years ago, and it released, I think, 2 years ago, to poor reception. And I guess we're seeing why.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Part 5.
No offense, but what we do is kind of like pew pew
I'm
pew.
not surprised.
A Magnus is like pow bang. brrrah.
Just imagine the 42-year-old millennial chuckling to themselves as they wrote this. The kids are going to love this one. But it gets worse. Your name is Jack, and the person you're following, your mentor, is this chick Luna, who is, of course, a lesbian black girl boss who you're probably secretly in love with, and she rejects you. Within the first hour of the game, she dies, and the bad guys kill her. And guys, this is not a joke. She is replaced by another lesbian black girl boss who is now giving you orders.
Huh?
We're almost out of time, Jack. Sandrak attacks us from
Damn,
all
she is in
sides,
everything.
and there is no place left to run.
She's been in a
when
lot
I
of
tell
shit
you
lately.
That liberal millennial men just have a
Yeah, it's a super woke game. Yeah, it seems so. Not even just woke, but also millennial writing.
fetish for being told what to do by black women. Are you starting to see it now? Jack, the main character, is a total cuck. He has no thoughts of his own and is just doing what all these black girl bosses tell him to do. Would you believe me if I said it gets even worse, though? At about the 2-hour mark in this game, you encounter a big-backed trans woman who is also
She's
bossing you around and telling you what to do. This is not a joke.
No, that
Guys,
actually,
what is
not gonna lie, that is a
woman who
very
is also
odd
bossing
character design, because you have a my fucking mouse died. You have a fucking bulky frame and bulky arms with a normal sized head and neck. You should also have a muscular neck. You don't have a muscular neck. It feels it's like your Uncle Fester. If this thing was any title, you would look like Uncle Fester. Who again? Mortals of Avium or Immortals of Avium, some shit like that.
You around and telling you what to do. This is not a joke. Guys, will these companies...
Oh, be you fucking back? Cause my fucking power just cut out. Really annoying. Well, it looks like we're back now, so let's continue where we left off at.
All they had to do was put a tough masculine dude in the game, put a hot chick on his arm who is maybe a damsel in distress. Done. Go and print your money. All right, so what should I compare Immortals of Avium with? I mean, I could really pull anything from the 2000s and it would look better by contrast. Red Faction Guerrilla, Mercenaries 2, Splinter Cell.
Red Faction Guerrilla
But
was
just
the
because I
shit.
want to talk about it, Army of Two. This game is literally like an inject.
I loved Army of Two too. Army of Two was my shit for a long time. The first one was dope. The second one was okay. And the third one was pretty fucking trash, not gonna lie.
Of testosterone when you play it. It's just buff dudes shooting guns and saying badass stuff. Watch this cinematic and tell me this isn't the most badass thing ever.
In his farewell address to the nation, President Eisenhower left America with a strong warning. Ernest Stockwell, CEO of Security and Strategy Corporation, says that warning was misguided, and our future depends on the private military.
To fear the military-industrial complex is to fear progress. Look at the operation in Somalia. 35 U.S. soldiers dead, hundreds wounded. But not a single private contractor was injured in the operation. We outperformed the military
That's
and
fucking
achieved
crazy.
all our objectives flawlessly.
So basically, the American government calls back its troops and forces and just says, we're going to have Tyson and Rios handle everything now.
Everything.
Could there be a more badass intro to your character in a game? See, boys, games from the 2000s were all about male, masculine fantasy. We want to be the hero of the story. We want to be at the center.
Facts.
We want to save the women and the children and the damsels in distress. All of the women should be obsessed with us. Video games have always been about male wish fulfillment. Xbox wonders why they had to lay off 9,000 people this year. It's because you quit making video games about male fantasy and you put a bunch of gay nonsense in your games. It's as simple as that. But in closing here,
Yeah, that's the whole not understanding the room you're in, or not reading the room, because it's been very well documented that video games and shit are like a male-dominated area. So if you're gonna come in and with things that like not normal, but like the vast majority of the people in that space jive with, you're not gonna retain those people. You see what I'm saying? It's unrelatable to them, so they're not gonna play the game or enjoy the game. Thus, you're not gonna make your money back, especially with how expensive games are these days.
I want to talk about the real reason for the pussification of video games, and it's a couple things. Number one, we let too many women into the video game industry. If you look at this chart here, women have been trending more and more liberal in America the past 20 years. And the big problem is that we have been hiring and allowing these liberal women into our hobbies. Although I love Last of Us, which came out in 2013, games like Last of Us and Life is Strange in 2014 started this whole movement of people talking about, quote, empathy in video games. Video games are no longer about male fantasy. They're, quote, art now. Games are art and are about learning to empathize with others. People beginning to talk about video games like this 10 years ago is exactly why we're in our current predicament.
It's definitely a possible outcome, but it shouldn't be like the goal. The goal should be to have fun.
Video games are not about empathy. They're not about being some trans goblin. They're not about learning from people different than us. Video games that men will go out and pay $70 for have always been about one thing: male wish fulfillment.
Yeah.
We want to be the hero. We want to be at the center. We want to blow shit up. This is our hobby, and it is our right to do that. If games will simply get back to this simple stuff, they will be successful again. But as long as Sony and Xbox keep chasing this non-existent, gender-confused female trans audience, they're going to continue to fail. All right, boys, I'm out.
Oh, that was a great video.
He won't show up tomorrow. I'ma show out for y'all. Give me a little bit of weed and bring me the alcohol. Yes, sir.